I want to be very clear before I say anything. I am religious. I believe in God with my whole entire spirit, my soul, my being. Okay? That being said, I am so sick of people who refuse to take accountability and just use God, the universe, the devil as our scapegoat. Like, how about you take a little bit of accountability for the choices that you made? You have free will for a reason. But for some reason, when you make a mistake, all of a sudden it's, oh, God, it's God, or oh, the devil made me do it. We've all seen those pastors trying to deny those accusations, like, oh, it's the devil who tempted my flesh, and Satan and his minions, and blah blah blah. And then for the spiritual girls, it's like, I guess the universe just decided differently for me. Did God decide that you would wake up this morning? Absolutely, because he could have taken your life last night, right? But did God decide that you were going to have coffee for breakfast? Or did you decide you were going to have coffee for breakfast? See, there are things that are written for you in this life, absolutely. There are things that you are going to go through no matter what, because it is destined for you. Things that you're supposed to receive that is destined for you. Absolutely. But to be fair, there are so many things that are in your own hands, decisions that you decided to make. And God only knew of them because he knows already ahead of time the decision that you are going to choose. You're not a puppet, okay? He's not a puppeteer and you're not his puppet. He just knows every single decision you're going to make before you make it, because he knows you better than you know yourself. For some reason, God and the universe and even the devil have become the easy way out. And this goes especially to my religious people. Okay, the devil just tempted me, and my flesh is weak. All these things. Instead of saying, yo, I'm a weak person. Okay, I didn't know that I'm this week. I fell for the sin. I fell for the temptation. I didn't work hard enough on myself. I lied. Some people, I literally had someone steal and go to prison and then come out and was like, yeah, well, this is what God intended for me. I'm like, bro, you stole. Did God tell you to steal? No, he didn't. But no, God has become the way of not taking accountability for your actions anymore. Every single book of religion that talks about God and faith and religion, it says all the time that faith without works is dead. That means that you can't just sit here and believe things. You also have to do things in this life. You were put on this earth just to sit. You're not an angel who has to follow everything that God does and pray all the time. You're a person. You're human. You're put on this world to do things, to work, to educate yourself, to learn, to grow, to serve. It just hurts to realize that you are the reason why your life is the way that it is. That sucks, doesn't it? Because let's be honest. You look at your life, a lot of the things that have happened to you, a lot of the places that you've arrived at is because of the choices that you've made. And I guess for some people, that's just too much to handle. It's too much to say, yo, I made this decision in my life, which is the reason why this and this and this happened to me. I decided to cheat. That's why they broke up with me. Oh no, God intended. The universe had other plans. You had other plans. You lied, so you got fired. You stole, so you went to jail. Let's just be honest. I feel like our generation, millennials and younger, we're pretty good at this. But the older generation, our parents, our uncles, our aunties, no one can talk to them. No one can tell them, auntie, maybe that thing that you did is the reason why you are where you are today. Maybe if you had not gotten married to that person when everybody told you that this person is a deadbeat, maybe if you had not had made that decision, you would not be where you are today. Maybe if you had not had dropped out of school, you will not be where you are today. Maybe, uncle, if you had not gotten your fourth wife, your family would still be intact. Maybe if you know had cheated on grandma, this would not have happened. Maybe if someone did not have to steal from the ancestors, this would not have happened. But no, you can't say that. You can't say it to the old generation, can you? Just admit that you messed up. I messed up. I made the wrong decision. Okay, I debate a lot of men about this all the time, because I'm like, some men that get married to certain types of girls or get into relationships with certain type of girls who they initially found very attractive. And then they get with these girls and they start complaining about these girls. They complain about the way she dressed. And like, you met her on Instagram. She was an Instagram baddie. You love the aesthetic enough to get into a relationship with her. And now all of a sudden you want to backtrack and be like, I don't want her to dress like that when we out. And when she's out with the homies, she's dressing like this and da da da. And I'm like, lack of accountability. Because you found her the way that she was and you got into a relationship with her the way that she was, and now because she's with you, you want her to change? It didn't work out. It's not because she didn't want to change. It's because you messed up. It's because you chose based on your, what we call your nafs, your temptation, your flesh. You chose that person based off of wrong criteria. That's not God. Good Lord. That is you making a bad decision. You messed up. This also happens all the time, especially with the baccalaureate, when it's like the period for everybody studying all that stuff. You'll see people who have this huge exam. They do not study enough, and then they do not get the exam, and they're like, this is what God intended, I guess. You know, the universe had other plans for me. No, you didn't study. And I talk to myself before I speak to anybody else. I look at my life, some of the decisions that I've made in the past. I'm like, yeah, that definitely sent me back a few years. Definitely sent me back a few years. But I made that decision. It's me. And I will take accountability for it. How are you supposed to learn a lesson if it's always somebody else's fault? I know this message is not for everybody, and I know it's not going to resonate with everybody, and that's fine. That's all for today. I hope you stay healthy, wealthy, and blessed. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.